We're living in a boring world. It's totally boring. There's absolutely nothing happening here. And you just have to, all the time, add some color to it. Add some excitement to it. Otherwise, it's just totally empty. Yes. And so, well, what are we going to do? It's a Saturday night. Go downtown. Downtown, flashlight, yes, downtown, it's happening downtown. What's happening downtown? Nothing special happening downtown. Same thing every other Saturdays, the same old story, And what to do downtown? Well, guess what? It's Saturday, same old story, and I ain't got nobody. Yeah. And all that, and yes, all the time, just like now. Oh, it's Christmas. I'm dreaming of the white Christmas. Well, you got it. It's the biggest party of the year, and it's all about artificial lighting. It's all about adding something to the darkness, because basically it's a festival that roots back in older traditions, and that was the festival of light, which was celebrated in the middle of the winter, because it's so dark and so depressing and just gets too much in December. In November you start to feel a little miserable, quite miserable. Thoughts of what's the point of life, what's the use of living, sort of begin to enter the mind in November. By the time December comes, it will be total depression and absolute misery. But then, yes, Christmas is coming. Christmas will save you. Christmas will have glitter, lights, and gifts, and everything. It will add all this artificial happiness to the darkness. So this is the material world, basically dark. Basically dark, and by our endeavor, we can add all kinds of pleasures. The basic condition is suffering. And by hard work, you may get some enjoyment, but also not much. That's the situation. Too hot, too cold, too dry, too wet, too this, too that. That's the nature. So it's so difficult for us to imagine the spiritual world where everything is blissful. Everything is a blissful experience. Here, everything is a little bit austere. Isn't it a little austere to sit on your little cushion? It is. Isn't it a little austere to lean with your back against the cold wall? Well, it's a little austere to sit on the Vyasasana as well, believe it or not. And it's quite austere to wear flower garlands. First of all, there's always the bit of string. See? It cuts deep into the neck. It really cuts. Because the ladies who make the garlands, or whoever makes the garlands, are not pulling the flowers down. Right? And sure enough, after you wear the thing, after about 10 minutes, the flowers sag by their own weight, and there you are, with the string. And God, it leaves, during Ratiyatras, you forget about it, and you got this huge, big red mark in your neck at night, And you wonder, what's that pain in my neck? It's the garland. Because they can put the chudder in between, that helps. But it is a bit stuffy. It's not ideal. The material world is like that. We can always find something uncomfortable, because uncomfortable is the normal condition, and then some pleasure. While you got a pain in your back and something in your neck and an itch on your toe, and you're trying to enjoy by putting a gulab jamun in your mouth. It is that picture, that Bengali picture where a man has fallen into a pit and somehow or other he grabbed a root sticking out of the wall and he's hanging on it. And below him there's a huge serpent with its mouth wide open, the serpent of death. And above, if he was ever thinking to get out of the hole over the edge, there's just a tiger looking down at him, licking its lips. So the situation is 100% hopeless. And just then, something, a drop falls on his face. And another drop, and he licks it. It's honey. Delicious. Opens his mouth to catch the next drop. So that is the picture of the material world. So the spiritual world is so different. It is totally blissful. Totally blissful. Every experience is totally blissful. We can't even imagine it, even if we try. Even if we try. We keep on projecting. We keep on projecting material limitations on the spiritual world. Even if we try not to. It's not possible to conceive of a fully blissful experience. So, therefore, Krishna is not bored. Krishna doesn't need to bring in all kinds of excitement. God, we've been playing around with these cows for a long time, let's think of a new game. Although we do find that sometimes they do have some excitement in the spiritual world, but it's not to counteract the boring situation, it's simply to even make it more exciting. But it's always exciting, never boring. There is a story how, again, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, how suddenly Kaliya is back. No, how is it possible? How can it be? How can Kaliya be back? No, he is back. Everybody comes to see, and then Krishna, this time, instead of dancing on the hooves of Kaliya, he bridles him. He bridles him like a horse, and with the reins, he is steering him and invites all the cowherd boys to come and sit on the hoods of Kaliya, and they're racing up and down the Yamuna. Just for some variety. So, variety is there. Yes. But it's not that they need that, It's been hellish the whole week, I mean, really, nothing going on. But, we're going to have a weekend. It's going to be a clanger and a banger of a weekend. Hey, let's go, go for some winter sports. So always looking for ways to overcome the dryness of material existence. That doesn't exist in Krishna's life. It's a constant experience of nectar. But because Krishna has deep love for the living beings, he desires that they also will share in that nectar. Krishna is Atmaram. He's fully satisfied within himself. He has no need for anything beyond himself. He's fully satisfied. But still, out of love, he desires to see that every living being is also fully realizing his potential. So this is Krishna's intention. Krishna's intention is to take all the living beings back to Godhead. That is his desire. This is his only desire, to take us back to Godhead. And we are, do we really have to? Well, you join the Hare Krishna movement. Yeah, but can't I go a little slow? I mean, no, but you joined with the intention to surrender. Yeah, but that was not practical. I didn't quite understand then what it really meant to be a devotee. Can't I drag my feet a little longer?